Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly check out Blueprints of Mad King Ludwig. This game supports 1 to 5 players and takes about 60 minutes to play. There's no recommended age on the box, but I'm going to assume 12, 14 plus, something like that. So it's important to stress that this just came in the mail courtesy of Bazir Games, and I haven't had a chance to play this yet. We're going to do a solo playthrough today, and as I always say, I'm here to spread awareness, have some fun, and show off some really cool games. So if I get a rule wrong or two, it is what it is. In fact, I probably will make a rule mistake because there's a lot of little things going on here. This is a draft a card and write it on your grid kind of game. It's not a roll and write, it's a draft a card and write. So anyway, I've never played the original, is it Castles of Mad King Ludwig? I've never played that, although I've played variations of it on the video game front. And the way this game is going to work, players are going to be drafting cards from this card array, and then they're going to be filling in their castle, manor, whatever it is. They start off in the foyer over here, and they will be connecting to these entrances as they go, and the room shapes will be on the cards that you draft. So if you draft this card, for example, you're going to be filling in the squares and connecting entrances to do that. And the reason there are 2 different sides is you can use either side to draw. This is simply a mirror image of this one down here. And this sheet is actually transparent, so you can actually slide the card and trace if you want to. I can't vouch yet to see if will that ruin the cards. I don't know, but you can slide this under like this and then trace if you really need to. I'm going to try really hard not to do that because I'm really particular about ruining components. But so every player gets one of these sheets, and there's the whole stack of them here. There's quite a bit of them. As far as the rest of the components that you see, we'll start with the box. These are the components I'm not using for this particular game. These are like common goals that players will have access to. 4 will be randomly drawn for the game, including in solo play, and these are some of the ones that you won't see for this game. Some of them are not solo friendly, like total size of the green rooms, I guess. That's what this is here. So yes, some of these are not solo friendly, so anytime you play solo and you see this little icon on the bottom, you have to put that back and get something else. There are these guide things here. This is double-sided. This is sort of like how to set up the game, first turn, and turn order. I'm going to be using this heavily while I attempt to learn the game today. On the reverse side is the different rewards that you get immediately for completing a room. When you complete a room, it means you've closed off all entrances next to other entrances. If you match entrance to wall, then that room is not closed off. But if you do entrance to entrance on all sides of a room, then you get to take a bonus here, which is kind of cool. The yellow one you have to take immediately, but the others you get to hold until you're ready to use them, which is kind of cool as well. And the second box on the right is for endgame scoring. Each of the different room types will score differently. Like for every yellow completed room at the end of the game, you get 4 points for that. For every blue completed room at the end of the game, you get 5 points, and so on, so on, so on. Up here, you start with a reward already. There's a reward box, and this is kind of the same sheet. This is what I'll be writing on here. But you start with a reward already filled in, and that reward simply is pick any of these immediate rewards that you want to take and do it. And again, I can hold on to that for as long as I want to. Once through the game, you can also skip a turn, but then you get to bank one of any one of these rewards that you want to. This go last does not come into solo play, but if you are last in turn order during a particular round, you fill in a circle. If you fill in 3 circles, you get to, again, take another one of these if you want. It's like a wild. You can take any one of these bonuses. Same thing here. So if you go last in turn order 6 times, you'll get 2 of any of these that you want, which is good. And there are boxes in case you take something that earns you points, then you're going to write in the points here. Okay, so that's like a really brief overview. There's a lot to go over, and I'm trying really hard not to get too deep into it right now. But yeah, this is the box, and I think I showed you everything in here. There are room cards. There's a whole stack of these off to the left. There's a lot. Okay, for a solo game, you're going to take 30 cards at random, which is something I've done. There's 10 rounds, and there's going to be 3 cards in the array per round, which is 10 times 3 is 30. So this is what this looks like here. There are these bonus cards. Bonus cards are ways for players to earn points at the end of the game. However, they're dealt 2, and the way this works is they will only work at the end of the game if you have the related room completed. So this hammer, for example, is this here, this hammer. So in order to score one of these at the end of the game, I have to have at least one completed orange room. If you have bonus cards, you can't score them if you do not complete an orange room. So for every orange room you can complete, you can score one of these cards at the end of the game. I'm going to keep these face up, but normally they're, I believe, face down. And this is 3 points for each of your filled-in swans. By drafting cards, some of them will have swans on them, and there's a swan track here where the moat is, the moat track. And if I get 3 points for every swan that I fill in. It's assuming I have a completed brown room by the orange room by the end of the game. And this is 4 points for each of your external entrances. So I'm guessing at the end of the game, if I do not complete rooms, I actually get points for each entrance that is sort of open. So that's interesting. And then again, the common ones here, total number of these common goals are ranked against other players. Like the first place player gets the most points, second place player gets a certain amount of points, and so on. There's a chart in the rulebook. And the solo version of the game, whatever cards I don't draft go into this, I don't want to say discard pile, but it's called the reserve. I will be comparing my castle, manor, whatever it is, to the cards in that reserve for solo play. And I'll be getting points as appropriate. I'll get into that later whenever I get there. I don't have a photographic memory. Anyway, so that's what these are here. And then this is a royal decree. In solo play, you get one of these, and I believe you get 3 and then you choose one. But for each, in this particular card, it says for each unique room type. So I get points for this at the end of the game for having unique types of rooms. There are, again, a whole stack of cards off to the left-hand side here, all sorts of different ones. Some have an immediate effect, some are for endgame scoring, and some are used during the game. One complaint that I do have with these cards, I wish it would say on the card itself, immediate effect, or start, like a start with. Like this is a start with, which is fine, but I would like some identifier. Like there's wasted space up here. Just put beginning of game or during game or end of game, just so I can easily see without reading the card when that card would kick into play. You know what I mean? That's something I was hoping that they would have added to that, but they didn't. So there's that. Rulebook is, like I said, fairly lengthy. So, it's 28 pages of this size, including the back credits page. So yeah, I mean, it's nice, but like I said, there's a lot. So I'm probably going to make a mistake or two. Just keep that in mind. There's a pencil case. There's 8 of these colored pencils here. And the game even comes with a sharpener. So there's that. And this is a first player, I think, eraser marker. Whatever, eraser here. I doubt I'm going to use that, but you know, it's there should it come up if I need it. Okay, so with that being said, let's take a look at what we're supposed to do. And again, solo rules are different, but typically you're going to place 4 random king favor tokens face up on the table, which is what we did here. We're going to shuffle the room deck with 30 cards for 1 player, which we did. Turn over cards in the center, number of players plus 2. So out of the 30 cards that we have here, it's solo me plus 2 is 3 cards. This is why there's 3 there. Shuffle the bonus card deck and place it in the middle of the table, which I already did. Each give each player a score sheet, a sketch panel, a reference card, and 2 bonus cards, which I already did. Randomly assign a start player, shuffle the degree deck, and count out rolled decrees equal to the number of players plus 2 more. In the multiplayer game, they draft around the table. So you're going to deal like a hand of royal decree cards out, and then you're going to draft them. In the solo game, I believe in the rulebook it says, I think you deal 3, I think, and then keep 1, if I remember correctly. So yeah, give the royal decree to the player on the right of the start player, and in clockwise or counterclockwise they draft them, and then place the colored pencils on the table. For the first term, choose a room type for the foyer and a foyer, whatever, and color it in. Color the first one in the moat section. Color the first one in the moat section the same color as your foyer. So we're going to choose a color for our foyer, and we get to fill in a swan for doing that. So let's go ahead and look at our bonuses and see if we can somehow chain off of that. The most yellow rooms is a thing, so I'm thinking we fill this in yellow so that we have a leg up on the AI. The AI does not score at the end of the game. We simply compare the cards in the reserve to what we have in order to get our score. And we're not trying to beat the AI, we're just trying to get a high score is what it is. There's actually a chart, in case you're curious. This is the solo page, solo mode, and this is the final score chart, okay? I can't guarantee we're even gonna meet that. If there's negative points, I'm gonna find out how to get it. So anyway, let's go ahead and color in. So I'm gonna go ahead and color this in yellow, and I'll probably make some strategic cuts in the video throughout because this may take a while. Okay, so that's yellow. And what we're gonna do with that, we're gonna fill in a swan, and that would be, I guess, this turquoise one? My colors are not, I have a hard time with colors, but okay, so I guess yes, fill in a swan. Yeah, I guess that is the turquoise. So we're going to fill in that swan. That's swan number 1. And the reason we're doing that is because we were told to. There's also a swan on the starter foyer room. Okay, so, and then, yeah, color the first one in the moat section the same color as your foyer. I should have done yellow, but see, I already messed up. So this should have been a yellow color, but so it goes. I'll just put a little yellow, whatever. Whatever at this point. Okay, in turn order. So that was the first turn. And then in turn order, take a room card from the market. Sketch the room connected to at least one other room, or skip a turn and fill in a skip a turn small circle once per game. So you can only skip a turn once per game here. And there's only 10 turns in the entire game. So we're going to draft from the market here. And based on what I'm seeing, what would give me the most flexibility? This card here has a 1 on it. So this is like, it's also like a point value for end of game scoring. This only has 1 entrance. That would sort of block off. I don't want to block anything off yet. We need to get more yellow rooms, but there's no yellow rooms out here. It also is looking at the total size of purple rooms, if I read that correctly. Also the number of 2 rooms. There's 6, 7, and 1, so that's not a thing. Unique sizes. So I want rooms of all different sizes in here if I can help it. I think we start with the archives because it has 3 different exits on it. Not including this one. So I think we're probably going to freehand this, but I'm going to draft this one. And in a multiplayer game, not only does this serve as point value, but it's also going to determine turn order for the next round. It goes from lowest to highest. So if player 1 had drafted this one and player 2 had drafted this one, this player would go first and then this player would go second in the next round, whatever the lower number is. So if there's a 3-player game, it would go 1, 6, 7. Okay, so it's no longer a clockwise thing. For the first round, it is clockwise, but for every round thereafter, it goes from lowest to highest, is how that turn order plays out for the rest of the game. So I'm going to go ahead and draft that one and fill that in. That's not going to stay. Okay. One complaint I have is these sheets don't really stay the way they're supposed to. And this is 3 blocks wide. So I'm going to fill in there, that one there. Okay. So we've connected this here like so. There's an entrance there, there's an entrance there. So we've drafted this card. And because we drafted it, there is a picture of a swan. We're going to fill in, this goes face down. We're going to fill in a swan in the purple color there, like so. Okay. So there's that. Okay, so that was that. And now we move on to, we did in turn order. We took a room from the market and we sketched it in. All right, at the round end, if we had any abilities before we get here, we can actually incorporate them. For example, again, we start the game with a reward. I can now, at the end of the round, before we do the round end steps, I can choose any of these rewards and do them. These rewards come in a variety of different things. Extra turn, move a door. Whenever you're sketching, you can move a door. Add a secret door, remove a door, take room from reserve, which is, again, sort of like the discard pile. Expand a lot. When it comes to expanding, normally you start in this dotted line here, this box. This is your build area for right now. But as you complete green rooms, you can check off these little, I guess, flags, and then you ignore that dotted line. So if I complete a green room and fill this in, I can now ignore this requirement, and now I can build here. I cannot build out here yet until I cross this one. I cannot build here yet until I cross this one. So you have to sort of look at the dotted lines. If I fill this in, then I can go up to here, like so. So by doing green rooms, we expand our build area. So that's what that is. And build a moat. Moats are a special case where you just fill in water in any of your buildable areas. And then at the end of the game, anything like past it, this way or this way or this way, will earn points. Okay, so yeah, that's what the moat is. All right, so let's go ahead and put that back here. Okay, so end of round. I'm going to save my start reward for right now. Okay, so place your room cards on your room pile face down. So I've got the 6 there. Place unchosen room cards into the reserve face up. So we'll just put that over here. Okay. Turn over new cards, number of players +2. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. 2, 3, 7. And then in turn order for the next round, smallest to largest. I already kind of went over that. Ties are broken by previous round's turn order. Game end. Immediately after 10 rounds, the room card will be depleted. All right, sketching rooms, completing rooms, rewards, scoring. Okay, so there's that. So let's go ahead now. We're on to round 2, and we get to draft another card. So the question is, yellow is something I kind of want to shoot for because we'll get points at the end of the game if we have more than the computer. If we don't take a yellow card this turn, both will go into the reserve, and the computer will have 2 that will be sort of like trying to beat out. So we need to take one of these 2. The question is, which one? Maybe the 3? But the problem with that is it's going to be hard. Well, that's not, this is 4, this is 3 high actually. So that would come up to, if I put it lengthways this way, it would come up to here, and that would still leave room here, but it's still going to be hard to, finding a room that only fits here would be more difficult. So I kind of want to go this way with it. Maybe the 2. And that will leave me room in the future. If I complete a green room, I could probably start building over here off of this one. That might be something to think about. And again, by doing this, that would come up to here-ish. Because unless I continue building off of this one. So I could, you know what? Maybe I will build off of this one here. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to draft this dining room here. And I'm going to fill it in here, and it goes 3 high, right? One, there are little lines on, it's hard to see, but there are lines on these cards. 1, 2, 3, so there's 3 boxes. So this is going to go 3 high. So there's a yellow room there. I feel like the yellow is just too light. And there's a room, there's an entrance there, but I can't see it. I feel like grabbing a pen and marking that, because I'm never gonna see that. Yeah, let's go ahead. Actually, let's take another color and darken it. You're not supposed to do this, but it's just hard for me to, there we go. So I put that in there so I can see the entrance. I really dislike that. Again, you're not supposed to do this because there are times during the game where you can move entrances or add them, or add a secret passage. And normally that would be done with a different color to show that. But in this case, I can't see it. I'm having a hard time seeing it. So we're just going to do that for now. And I drafted this. That's going to go here. All right. And these other 2 are going to go into this pile there. And again, before I do the end of round steps, I could, if I want to, choose a reward and run with it. I could take an extra turn. Actually, before I do that, if I take an extra turn, I could take this other yellow one to like, I think that might be a plan. I think I'm going to do that because, yeah, that if I could finish, yeah, I kind of want to do that because I want this yellow one. I don't want him getting that. And it's a 2 room, which, okay, yeah, I'm going to do that. So for my start reward, I'm going to, and to mark that you've done a start reward, you fill in the flag. So I'm going to choose yellow as my start reward, which is just an extra turn. And for that extra turn, I get to then draft another card. I'm going to draft this 2 and fill that in. That 2 goes toward this and this, which is probably good. Now I got to figure out where I'm going to put this in my castle. I could put it here and then finish this room and then get another extra turn and bank it, but I would need then to fill that in the future in order to then close that second, because this entrance I can't build anymore over here. I would need to fill this in to unlock this section over here. So part of me maybe puts this down here, but then like it just, that would, or I can put that here and then build off of it. That might be a thing. I really need a green room so I can unlock more space. I'm feeling like that's the thing. I'm going to put that here actually so I have more room up. Okay, let's do that. So I'm going to put... no? Yeah, I'll put it to the right and then just maybe fill this in later. That might be a thing. Okay, let's do that. I'm going to go ahead and put that. I'm going to put, this is 2 across. So there's that, and there's an entrance there. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that's correct. Oh, I did one too many. Yeah, I did one too many. Luckily it's yellow and I can barely see it. So maybe that's what this eraser's for. I'm just going to leave it and I'll just remember that that is a 2 and not a 3, hopefully. Okay, so yeah, I told you I was going to make mistakes in this game. Okay, so it's 2 across. This should be an empty space. And yeah, that's it. Okay, so that goes there. And now because we didn't complete a room yet. Okay, yeah, so we don't get that yellow reward yet, but we will once we close either this off or this off, which is, it's going to be harder to do this one. Okay, so this one is definitely going into a pile there, and we have to fill in, we already did yellow. Okay. All right, so now we move on to the next round. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3. There's a green room. I kind of want that one, because that's going to allow me to expand this area over here. The question is, can I fit it? That's not going to work. That's 3 across. That's not going to, I could put that here like that. and that would leave room for the middle to sort. I like that. And then by closing off this yellow, we will then gain another extra turn thing. So I think that's going to be what we do. Let's do that. I'm worried that I'm kind of biting off more than I can chew by doing this. I can't, unless and there's a mirror down there. Again, I could bring this. This is a pain. I feel like taking this out. Let's do that. Okay. This is a cool idea, this thing, but it's not 100% functional the way it is. Okay, so like if you want to slide under, you have to just remove these from their flaps. Okay, so if I did, that actually might be better. And yeah, that way I could possibly close this off in the future. So I can start, by putting this up, I need to make sure I can close this off so that I could then fill this in and then get yellow closed over here. So I'm thinking this might be a better bet for me. So, okay, I think we're going to go with this reluctantly. Or do I do this or, I mean, yeah, let's do that because this leaves space for purple to come this way. But this and this might intersect. That's another concern that I have. I don't like that this mirror image, like, the mirror image on this is black, and that doesn't jive very well with the color schemes there, but, you know, so it goes. Oh, this keeps coming out. Okay, you know what? Let's just, to keep this video moving, I am going to do this with it and hope that these two don't intersect or get in each other's way. Maybe we'll find a one piece to close this off and then build up that way, or find a one piece to close this off and then build out that way with this one, you know, something like that. Okay, so yeah, let's do that. It's probably a mistake, but I'm going to roll with it. Okay, so that was what, 3 across, so it's going to go. Okay, so just to save on time and to appease my OCD, I created a new sheet. Yeah, I messed up on this one, and yeah, so I just fixed it. I took the old sheet, tossed it, and ended up fixing this one so that there's no yellow there. So there you go. That is the new sheet, and we'll be using that from here on out. But yeah, I filled in the green one here, and if we don't use any special abilities, which we don't have right now, you know, normally we'd be able to if we wanted to, but we don't have any. So we're going to put these into the reserve and we start a new round. And to do that, we're just going to draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Okay. That's tempting. The orange ones are good because they kind of play in with this unique, like this 2, I think. I don't know. I have a 2 already. What do I have? I have a 2, 3, 4, and a 6. Of the different unique sizes, so that's good. None of them give me a swan. I'm really tempted to take this one because of this, and that would also allow me to close off this one. Yeah. Or do I put that here? Okay. So I could put. And by the way, this was annoying, so I just removed it. I could do something like this. That closes off this yellow, and I get an extra turn out of it. That might be something to think about. And then that goes up. I wouldn't have to worry about. I could maybe build off this one. That might be something to think about. Although I do want this green one done so that I could extend this over here. So it really comes down to preference. You know, do I want the green now? Can I do both is the question. If I complete a yellow one like this, then I can take an extra turn and then draft one of these two, which I need 2 rooms. So maybe I think I do that. I think I'm going to do that. So I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to draft this one, and that's going to fill in here. All right, and I taking a blue pen because I can more clearly see the entrances this way. Okay, and I just want to make sure that's right. It is. So yeah, it's just the one entrance going up that way. And because I completed the yellow room here, this one here, all the entrances are connected to other entrances. This should have an entrance there. There we go. So entrance connected there. So this is now done. This means that I can now take this circle and fill it in to indicate that, yes, now in the future, I can now claim an extra turn. And the extra turns are done the exact same. This has to be done on the same turn that you get it. So I'm going to fill that in as well. And to show that I've done it, and I now get to take an extra turn. I'm going to draft one of these two, and again, this two kind of meshes with that one, so I think I'm going to take this one and find a home for it. I am thinking if I do that one, like here, that closes off the green room, and now I can cross off one of these flags and extend outward in a particular direction. But that closes this off, which then I'd have to like maybe, yeah, that's actually not bad, because now purple and this entrance will not fight for this area. This will just come up this way somewhere. I think that's the way to do it. Or I can put orange over here and build up that way, then get an extra turn, and then what would I do with this? You know what I mean? This is going to be harder to put somewhere than, yeah, I think this is the right decision. So I think I'm going to put that orange one here with my extra turn. I'm going to draft that one. And all right, so yeah, this is a room, this is an entrance here, and I've closed off that. So I've completed this room and this room. So orange is now going to get a flag here. This means at the end of the game, I can score one of my 2 bonus cards. And I also get to take 2 bonus cards. Okay, well that works. So I get to just draw 2 bonus cards, one as an immediate bonus. 15 points, you have all 8 room sizes, and 4 points for each of your unlocked lot edges. Yeah, we'll have to see which one we take at the end of the game. I don't know which one's going to get me the most points, but I'm going to attempt to look at that later. Okay, so we drafted that one. So we did the orange, we got the orange thing done. So I'm going to, yeah. And then I'll fill in the flag to show that I'd got it, because I did take these 2. And then I completed a green one, so I need to now extend a lot. This is green. Okay, so I can take that immediately as well. The question is, should I expand the lot now? In looking at this, I'm trying to figure out which direction I'm more likely to go in. I kind of want to unlock this one because there's a lot going on here, and there's a lot going on in here. So I'm thinking I unlock this flag so that these 2 have a place to go. And because this is blocked off, this has room to grow here, this has room to grow here. I think I'm going to fill that in. And now this here is unlocked. Not up here and not up here, because we would have to unlock these flags to do that. But for right now, that's a thing. Okay, so we took our reward, filled in our flag to show that we did complete the reward, and there we go. All right, so that ends our turn. It wasn't too bad, and this goes into the reserve, and we move on to the next round. I'm going to go ahead and draw 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Oof. Okay, this is, what is this? A sanctum. Wow, that has a lot of entrances. The odds of getting, I mean, that's great for something like this where I can go down, over. But I don't think I'll ever be able to complete it. That's the thing. I do need rooms of uniques. Do I have a 5? I don't have a 5. And I want unique sizes. And I get 15 points if I have all unique size. Oh, wow. Okay. So what do I do? This also gets me a swan, this 5. So I'm really tempted to go for that one. But the question is, where do I put this? I could... No. This is 3. If I did this with it... If I did this with it, then I'd have to accept the fact that it would never be closed because its entrance is going out that way. I can't do that. I could do this with it, but like that's a lot of wasted space. Unless I find a 1 piece to close that, like unless I find a 1 to cap that off, the chances of that happening. And then over here, I wonder if I put this behind it maybe. If I did something like this instead, this allows that, but then that kind of, that's not terrible. This still has room to grow here and up this way. This can go that way to the left or up. That's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. It's one step closer to closing off purple. So I think I'm going to do that with it. And yeah, so that goes up 3 high. Okay. So this is good. We want that. And we also have a swan here. Did I forget to take any other swans? I may have. This 4 had a swan on it. How many swans do I have? I have the purple one. I don't have this green one that I took. So I need to fill that in as well. So I'm owed a swan for this 4. And I get a swan for this 5. That unlocks a moat, by the way. So the green and the... Yeah, so green and red. I have to fill in. So a green one and a red one for the card we just took. We were owed a swan from earlier. So now we've unlocked our 4th swan, and now we have access to this. So the question is, what do I fill that in with? Do I just fill that in with... I guess we'll just fill this in like this. And then we're not going to use it yet, I don't think. I don't know where to put it. If I unlock this, I could put the moat here, and everything to the right of it gets points. I could do the same thing over... Actually, I could put the moat here on the very far right, and everything to the left of it is going to get points. That might be something to think about. But I'm going to hold on to that moat until later. And I think that's the end of that turn. All right, so these 2 go into a discard pile, and we draw some new cards. Okay, a 2, a 3, and a 6. I apologize, it's now a little messy. Okay, so the question is, what do I do with this mess? Do I have a 6 yet? I do, I have a 6. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a 7 and an 8 that I have not taken yet. So I need to look for 7 and 8s to complete this one, should I decide to. Maybe a green one to unlock another entrance, or not entrance, but to unlock another flag. But that's quite large. And I could put that, I could do something like that with it. I could do that with it and then put the moat here. I'm tempted to do that. I'm very tempted to do that. Although this 2 goes hand in hand with this, and I really don't want to give that to the computer. What would I do with this? It seems like no matter where, I mean, I could fit that in. I could actually maybe fit this in somehow over here. And jeez, I don't know. Yeah, this is just sometimes. All right, so there we go. I could do something like that with it, but the problem is then finding us a home for this entrance is going to be tough. No matter how I swing it, it's going to be tight. Or that might give me more room. Something like that. That closes off purple. because this entrance, yep, all of these, I think I do that with it. And again, this 2 is what we need. And we don't have a blue yet for this each unique I think that's what we're going to do. We need a blue room for this decree that we have, and we favor that for our goal. So I think we're going to draft this one. All right, so where is our blue? All right, not the prettiest sight in the world, but it is what it is. Now we completed the purple because we filled in all the entrances there. So that means on our sheet here, we are, I get confused. I don't know if I should use the purple one to fill this in. I don't know if it matters. So I'm going to use the color. Now I'll just use that purple color. That's fine. So for purple, we get to remove a door. That actually might be helpful at the end of the game when, we're trying to close off something or can't. I'd rather have completed rooms than not. So removing a door is huge. So we're going to bank that for when we actually need it in case of an emergency situation. Okay, so there's that. We drafted this one. And these 2 now go into the reserve. Okay, so how many cards? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. So there's 4 rounds left. Ooh, whew, there's a 7, an 8, and a 2. Again, the 2 for that, and it's yellow. I feel like passing up on these so I can guarantee. This is an extra turn. If I can like close this off with this, and then I could take one of these. But where am I putting that? These are like, I have no room for these at all. Like, if I put this over here, then there goes my mode idea. Like, that's not terrible, actually. That is not terrible. But then these 2 fight for space, these entrances. So I like that idea, but it's just not. And then this one, what the heck am I going to do with this? What I could do with this is close off this entrance with my purple ability. And then build off the left here, possibly. And then I feel like I need the most unique sizes. But there's that 2, and it's a yellow. It's a yellow. I feel like if I give this to him, that's a ding on both of these goals. I feel like I play to my strengths. So if I complete this now, how's that going to work? Oh, yeah. So I could do this, right? Entrance here, and then build up that way. And that completes this yellow room, so I get an extra turn. I could then take one of these. But the thing is, what would I take with that extra turn? With that being there, this is awful. I end up with this, is what I end up with. Or I could attach it. If I attach it to this one somehow. That, I like that. I kind of, okay, I think I found out what we're going to do. Okay, so I'm going to keep that like this, because that's what we're going to do. We're going to take this one, we're going to draft this card, and we're going to put it there, like that. Okay, and let's go ahead and fill that in. This would make a better video game, I think, only because it'd be easier to see these entrances with the yellow. Okay, so there we go. This is now, this room here, this one piece room is now done. This means that we can now fill that in on our sheet here. And we get 4 points for every completed yellow room. We have to take that immediately. So we're going to fill in the flag at the same time. And we're going to draft this one. And we're going to put that. Should I? Yeah, I'm going to. Actually, should I take the red one? The red one, the only downside with the red one is that it comes, unless I do this with it. Okay. So do I take red or purple? I kind of, okay, so I could put red there, like that. And there's a courtyard. At the end of the game, if there's a room like this, like a donut, and there's an entrance to it, you get 10 points. I feel like that's a no-brainer. I feel like we take that one. I could put it up here, and that still leaves room for the moat to the right. I think we're going to take this red one instead of the purple one. I just think it makes more sense. So we put that up like that. So it's going to go 3 high. Not that it matters. It really doesn't matter because we're never going to build off of it. But this is going to be the entrance to that, and we're going to fill this in like that. Okay, so that's better. Yeah, that is this. I was looking, the mirror images are screwing me up. Okay, well that works. This is closed off. This is closed off. The only way out of this room is through here, but the moat is going to go there, and that's going to close off this entrance. Okay, so now that we got that mess out of the way, that is done. That's not bad. Not bad at all. This one goes over here, and now we go into a new turn. I feel like just doing the moat now so that I don't forget. So why don't we go ahead and with our turquoise, is it turquoise? Yeah, because this is blue, so this is turquoise. So we're going to claim our moat there. And we fill this in. Only in the buildable section. So all of this is going to be a moat. This entire line. And then anything to the left of it is going to score us points at the end of the game. Now this entrance is now going to be closed off. So I'm just going to mark that like with a check mark or something. I don't know. Just as a reminder. You're supposed to just fill it in, but at this point. So I've now closed this room off. So I should get a red reward. So let's go ahead and do the red reward, take room from reserve. So on your turn, rather than taking from here, you can take from here, is what that red reward is. So we get 3 more cards. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And oof. We need this 7 if we want to complete this 15 points. 3 points for each filled in swan. Did I forget to fill in any swans again? I hope not. There's red. There's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so there's 3. Okay, we're still good on. We're up to date. So we have 4 swans. 4 times 3 is 12. So this then becomes not that big of a deal because if I can just take 1 more card with a swan on it, this gives me 15 points. I have enough for 1 bonus card. I've completed 1 orange room so far, 1 utility room. So I can score 1 of these 4 cards as it stands. The question is, do I take this one and then try and close it off so that I can score 2 cards? It's a 3 card, which I don't need. I need a 7 in order to complete my set, 1 through 8. So I'm tempted to get this one as well, but I don't know where I'm going to put that. I don't think I can put it anywhere with the way this stands, because this is all, I think we take the orange one. I just think we play to that. By the way, this is an underground room, this gray one. The first, wherever you put it is, like, you can put it anywhere, but after you put 1 down, you have to put existing rooms connected to it. So, like, any future underground rooms have to be connected to existing underground rooms. So you have to keep building off of the underground rooms. Once you put this down, all underground rooms in the future will connect to existing underground rooms, if that makes any sense. I don't think I want this, though. I feel like I want that one because that's going to score me points at the end of the game. So I think we take this one and find a home for it. The question is where? I feel like, though, I'm boxing myself in because I need more green. I could do that. Or, actually, there's blue here, right? That's an entrance. So can I... Oh. Yes. Beautiful. Okay. This is good. So I could put this here, close off blue and orange all at the same time. Red can then build off this direction. I like that. So I think we're going to draft this one, and we're going to put that neatly into this little nook. That completes both a blue room and this orange room, this panic room. Okay, so I get another 2 bonus cards from the deck for completing that room. 4 points for each of your yellow rooms. Oh, yes. 2 points for each of your completed rooms. That gives me a lot of options in the future, which is great. So let's go ahead and mark off that we did that one. We took the 2 bonus cards. And the blue, which is move doors. So the next time I draft a room and put it down, I can change. There are some limitations, but you can move the doors to a wall that doesn't have a door. Kind of, sort of. All right, so we're going to put that in. We completed a blue, but we're not going to claim it yet until we draft another room. And I already did my start rewards, so yeah, I'm out of abilities. Okay, so I guess that's good for now. So this is done. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay. So again, I can take one of these, or I can use the red ability to take from here, if I so choose. Is there anything here that I passed up that I would really want? There's a 3 there that would help out with that and help me take an extra turn if I can complete. There's an entrance down there. Can I? That actually would work. I think I'm going to do that. That's a 2 room. I could, I want a 2 room because of that. Oh, this is crazy. 4 points for each of your food rooms. That's also really good. I feel like taking this. Okay. I think I know what I'm going to do with this. Okay, so we're going to do this. I'm going to use my red ability to take from the reserve. I'm going to take this away from the computer so we're not fighting over these yellow rooms. I'm going to use my red ability to take that card instead. So I mark that red flag off that I've done it. Take room from reserve. So we mark that off. Okay. And now we're going to fill that in here. Okay. And that is a yellow room. So entrance there goes up. Okay. And there was an entrance there. Entrance there. So what this means is that we've done this room, right? Now we completed, it's hard to see, but we completed this yellow room here. So we get an extra turn. So let's go ahead and mark that off as a completed yellow room. And this is gonna compound if we take that bonus there. So we're gonna take that extra turn, and now we're gonna draft one of these. Just makes sense. Now what's crazy is that I could take this blue one, which is a 2, which I need for that. This yellow one that's even better. The yellow one, and then what I could do is I could use my purple ability to close off this door here and complete it, and then take another turn on top of that. That would, I feel like, let's do it. That's crazy, but I feel like we should do it. Yeah, I kind of want to do that. All right, so let's do that. The question is, what would I do with this one? Would I put... Bear with me as I figure this out. Okay, so if I did that, and that goes... It can go down. Not a whole lot of options. I could go up this way with it. Yeah, that's actually perfect. I like that. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to draft... we get an extra turn, which we're going to use immediately. And I think we're going to take this one here. And we're going to put that here. So entrance there. Did I mess that up? Because now I'm going to get 2 extra turns. You know what? You know what? I'm going to save the door remove, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to save the entrance removal on this one until next turn when I have a better variety of options. Just bear with me. I think it'll make more sense when you see it happen. So I'm going to fill that in. And there's an entrance that goes here against the wall. So this room is not closed. It's not closed. But we did complete this here. We completed that room. So we do now get an extra turn. So we're going to fill that in. And now we take an extra turn. And we're going to take this blue one. And we're going to just sort of... How did I have that before? We're going to do... How did I have it? It was going to go down. I know that. Maybe it was this way. I need 6 hands. No, it was... I could have sworn I had it go down and then connect to the right. Yeah, like that. Okay, so it's going to go here, like that. Okay, so now we're going to draft this one with our extra turn. And it is a blue room. Perfect. That doesn't complete red yet or blue, but, you know, we can now use the purple that we have banked, remove a door, to then either get rid of this, or get rid of this and take another turn. I'm more inclined to take this one out because every yellow room we complete is like, we're going to get an extra turn. It's going to all compound. So that's that. And then for the final turn of the game, oof, this actually is good. Okay, this one is perfect for what we need. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I am going to... This orange is going to be great. We're going to do that. So we're going to draft this one for sure. And it's a oneer. So we're going to add that. What does blue do? Move a door? I don't think... What about red? Take a room in reserve. Move a door at this point. None of those abilities will help me in this particular... Actually, no. When I take an extra turn, instead of grabbing one of these two, I can grab something from here. So I think I'm going to close off red with this orange room. Okay, I'm going to do that with it. And boop, boop, boop. And entrance. All right, so that orange room is done. We're going to close this. We get 2 bonus cards. We'll look at this later. And then we'll pick the ones that we like the best. We also get a red because we did close off. Oh, yeah, we closed off the red room. And we're going to take that immediately. And the reason we're going to take that immediately is because, remember, we still have this purple one in reserve we have not taken yet, which is remove a door. We're going to remove a door, and we're going to remove this one. So now, this is not a door anymore, which means this room is now complete. This gives us an extra turn to now use this turn, and I can now take from the reserve because I did this red here. So all of that sort of compounded and worked together. We get to fill in another yellow thing. 5 yellow rooms completed is really good, hopefully. And I hope I didn't miss something somewhere. I feel like I'm doing a lot. We did the red one. Okay, so now we get to draft. We get to take an extra turn. We can take from here or we can take from here. And I would really like to close off this blue one if I can. It just allows us to move a door, which that would only work on the following turn, so it's completely useless right now. Not a whole lot can go there, but I would prefer some... I want to take away something from the computer that he could use against me. Ooh, the broom closet. We're going to take this one, pop it in there. That'll give us another bonus card to use at the end. I like that. So we're going to use our red ability to take from the reserve. We're going to take this broom closet, and we're going to cap this off. Perfect. That allows us to draw 2 more bonus cards, which again we'll look at later at this point. And we closed off the blue one. Now, even though we can't take the ability right now, it's still considered a completed room, which will score us points at the end of the game. So even though we didn't use these, we still get points. So that's good. And I think that's it. I think that's it. Okay, I'm pretty sure. These go in here. And did we have any abilities that we didn't use that... I don't see anything. And again, I could have missed something. I did warn you guys that, you know, sometimes I miss stuff. Okay, so I think we're ready now to do endgame scoring. So let's take a look here. Reward scoring. Some special utility bonus rewards. Okay, so I forgot to fill that. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I should have 4 of these filled in. Okay, so that means we get 4 bonus cards. Out of the ones that we took, we get 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. We get 4. Out of all of these cards, we have to find the 4 that will earn us the most points. And I'm not going to sit here and math it too hard. For each of your unused rewards, well, I do have 2 that I didn't use. That's 8 points. Not bad. 4 for each of your food rooms. 1, 2, 3. That's a no-brainer. I think we do that. 3 points for each of your filled-in swans. Did I forget to do any swans at the end of the game there? No. Okay, so we have 4 swans. That's still 12 points. That's in the running. 25 if all of 4 lot edges are still locked. Well, no, we're not going to use that. 4 points for each of your unlocked lot. It's only 4 points. I've only unlocked 1 of them, so that's not really a thing. 4 points for each room adjacent to a moat. 1, 2, 3, which is 12. That's 12 points. 4 points for each of your 7 rooms. I only have 1, I think. If that. Did I not take a... I could have sworn I took a 7, but it's not worth it. 0 to 4 points on that one. 2 points for each of your completed rooms. That's huge. I think all of my rooms are completed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, we're going to just keep that one. If you have all 8 room sizes. Do I have a 7? I may have given up that 7. Yeah, I don't have a 7. That would have been 15 points for me, but I was hoping to make it up in other ways. So that's not in the running. And then this one is 4 points for each of your external entrances, which I have none. I filled all of my rooms in, so that's nuts. So these are the 4 that we're going to work with. 2 points for each of your completed rooms. Again, gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't know if the foyer counts. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16? I could be miscounting. It's either 15. I'm just, again, for the sake of argument, let's just say it's 16. And then it's what? 2 points, that's 32. 16 times 2 is 32. So 32 for the 1 card, which is really good. That's 1. 4 points for each room adjacent to a moat. There's 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. So that's 12. 12 points. 3 points for each of your filled-in swans. I've got 4 of them. That's 12. 4 times 3 is 12. And 4 points for each of our food rooms. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think the foyer counts for endgame scoring like that. I could be wrong. I forgot to take an extra turn when I closed this off, did I? I can't remember. All right, well, that's fine. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll just say 6. 6 times 4 is 24. We'll err on the side of caution. And I'm sure it's in the rulebook. I just don't feel like looking right now because I'm getting a little exhausted. Okay, so these are the 4 bonus cards that we scored, and we have that done there. If we were to sum them real quick, 24 plus 24 is 48. 48 plus 32 is, what, 80? I think. Yeah, 80. Let's come at it from another angle. 44, 50, 56. 56 plus 24 is 80. Yeah, okay. So 80 points for the orange color. There we go. Not bad. Next is multiply VPs, completed rooms for food, sleeping down. Okay, so basically these here. I completed 5 of these, and 5 times 4 is 20. 2 of these, 2 times 5 is 10. No, I didn't do any of these. I completed 1 at 7, and I completed 2 of these. It's 8 points. Wow, that's not bad. That's 8 times 2 is 16. All right, done. Next is score each completed outdoor room. Huh? Oh, the green ones, I think. Score each completed outdoor room. 2 VPs for empty adjacent squares. Oh, 1 VP for 1. Oh, okay. So I think what that's saying is any entrances? Score each completed outdoor room. 2 VPs for empty adjacent squares. Oh, empty adjacent squares. So half a point, I think it was, or was it 1? 1 VP for 1/2 squares and 2 okay, so unfortunately this didn't work out great. It's 1 point for this half, 1 point for this half, and then 2 points for this whole one. So, and that's the only adjacent ones to it. This is closed off, I think, because it's locked. But so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4 points for that, assuming I did that correctly. So that's what, 4 points? Okay. Yeah, 4 and... Oh, times 2, though. So that would be, what, 8? It says adjacent empty square times 2. I don't understand. Okay. Do I take my score, multiply it by 2, or... Because this says empty adjacent square. I would get 2 points for empty adjacent squares, but what about the 1/2s? The 1/2s aren't mentioned, so that's a little confusing. I'm going to keep it at 4 for right now. Build a moat. Rooms within times 2. Rooms within, I guess... Oh, okay. So, okay, rooms within it. So if I look this way, anything... That's 1 room, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15-ish. Sure, 15. We'll go with 15 on that. And 15 times 2 is 30. So we get 30 points. And again, I have to stress, folks, I may have messed up some of the scoring here. 10 points per courtyard, which we have the 1. If we had the ability to add a door, we could have added it, say, here, and this would be a courtyard. Or a door here would have been a courtyard, or whatever. So 10 points for this courtyard here, because it's fully enclosed and has an entrance to it. So that's what, 10 points for that. 10. Okay. And let's keep going. Score your highest bonus cards for each completed utility. I think I did that. Score your highest bonus cards for each completed utility room. I think I did that. Score 10 VP for each, did that. Sum all the sizes from your room pile. Okay, so I have to add up the numbers here. 1, it's 4, 5, 8, 11, 19, 21, 24, 29, 31, 32, 36, 38, 41, 47. So 47 for all of these, I think. Okay. Next is some royal decree victory points. 2 points for each unique one that I have. I have one of everything except for this one, which is the underground room. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. I get 16 points for... I guess that's what this is. Hopefully. 16. And I don't know what this is. Score king favor. Okay. King's favors would be... okay, so I guess we have to compare... Okay, so we have to compare. So if we look at the rule book for solo mode, Yeah, King's Favors are these tokens. And if we look at the solo mode, it says, when determining your rank for each favor, compare your castle to the reserve pile as if the room cards in it were made up of an opposing player's castle. You get 15 VP for first and 0 if tied for first or second. So you do not need to record the reserve pile score. Okay, so 15 points if we get majority on any of these, which is nice. And I'm going to leave this little guide out in case I don't know what they are. Okay, so this one is yellow, which it's a rooms. Number of rooms of the indicated type. Include your foyer if it is the correct type. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He does not have 7 yellow cards. He doesn't have any. I took them all. So I'm going to get 15 points for that one, which is good. And where is my score sheet? 15 for the first one. The second one is total size purple. Sum of the sizes of all... Oh, is that moats? Of all moats in your castle? Oh, but that's particular to that token. So sum of the sizes of all purple in your castle. Count the total number of squares. I have 6. So if he has more than 6 purple, then he beat me. 1. Oh yeah, he's got that. So he beat me there with that. Yeah, he's got more purple space than I do. So I don't get this one. 2 rooms. Do I have more 2 rooms in him? He doesn't have any, and I know I've got several in there. So I'm going to get 15 points for that one. 15, 0. And then this last one, unique sizes. I have every room size except 7. Let's see what he has. He's got 1. He doesn't have any 2s, I know that. Does he have any 3s? He has a 3. He's got a 4. This is not looking good. 5, 6, 7, 8. He's got everything except a 2. And I've got everything except a 7. So because of that, we tied, and I do not get 15 points for that one because we tied. And I think we add up the total and we get our final score. So that's going to be fun. 30, this is 30 here, and this is 30, that's 20. So that's 50 points there. 57, 61, 91. 91 plus 80 is 171. I'm just going to put real small 171 as a reminder. And then 171 plus 47 is 218. 218 plus 16 is 234-ish. I think it's again, I could be miscounting, but 234. And then 234 plus 30 is again, this is really fast, 264 plus or minus, some math errors. 264, and I don't know what that is. We'll find out. I'm sure it's not great, but again, 264, that's not bad. It says servant's quarters, servant's assistant. Yeah, okay. So there you go. Keep in mind, again, this was more of like a practice game, my first game, trying to get used to the gameplay mechanics. This is a game that I like the idea of, but mechanically, it's a little cumbersome. This thing doesn't stay in its grooves very much. Trying to clearly see a yellow entrance on this is super hard for me to do. And sometimes if you've got bad depth perception, you could misdraw. Yeah, you can trace, but some people may not like that. And again, trying to keep this steady while you're doing it is difficult. So mechanically, trying to work it all out is frustrating for someone with, say, disabilities, but I like the idea of it. I like that there are common goals. I like that there are bonus cards that you can earn, but you can only score if you complete orange rooms. I like that there are these Royal Decree cards that also act as endgame. So there's a lot of different ways to score points in this game. You also score points just for putting down rooms. Again, multiplayer is going to be a bit more cutthroat because you're going to be wanting cards that others are going to be taking. And if you want to guarantee that you get first choice, you have to build low space rooms. So build a lot of 1s and 2s to guarantee that you're going to go first on the next turn kind of thing. Now keep in mind again, this is based off of one playthrough. This is more like a first impressions kind of thing. The components themselves, really well done. Like, quality is great. And I do like that these are, you know, transparent to the point where you can put a card behind. It's not ideal. It's not like, it's not perfect, and sometimes it's hard to, like, again, with disabilities, I'm not going to go into that, but it's difficult for me to do something like this and write and everything. But I like the effort behind this. It's just I still struggle with a couple of things mechanically. But other than that, like, there's a lot going on here. But the learning curve is also fairly high, I will say. I don't know if I counted this 10. I may not have. I don't think so that was what, 274? Whatever. Again, I did say plus or minus. So yeah, I like that there's this here, but it's overwhelming. The learning curve is extremely high. And we didn't even get into skipping a turn or going last. Again, that's something that you would see in a multiplayer game. But there's like an immediate benefit. There's an end of game benefit to all of these different things. So like, if you're going to play this game, the real hurdle is first learning all of the different ways the colors work. And then once you figure that out, and sort of know what you're doing, then you can start formulating how you're going to organize all of your rooms. That was the struggle with this game for me. It was just enough for me to get a handle on what these abilities actually did. Because I didn't fully understand how they work together, I couldn't formulate too much. But again, it's something that will, I'm sure, improve over repeated plays. So there you go, folks. That was Blueprints of Mad King Ludwig. It's like a thumbs up for me, but like a couple of things really irked me about it. But other than that, it's very well put together. The components are very well done. They even included a pencil sharpener, which is nice. And who doesn't like playing with colored pencils, right? So there you go, Blueprints of Mad King Ludwig. This is Vince. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you all next time. Take care.